You can look, but you can't touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above.
Welcome back to the Four Horsemen Wrestling Podcast, episode number 8.
It's been 8 already, huh?
This is number 8. We didn't count the predictions as a full episode for WrestleMania.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
This is number 8.
The 8th.
Technically our 9th week, but yeah.
Week number 9 on the 8th episode.
Wow, we've been doing this for almost a month and a half, almost 2 months.
But it's felt like a day.
Felt like a day. As you can see, we are down another horseman. He is taking a sick day. Hopefully he's with us next week.
Taking a pay cut with it as well.
Piece of shit!
Yeah, appearances that you sign up for, you don't get paid for. Well, it is WrestleMania Fallout Week. You know, jumping straight into it. WrestleMania 33. Show of shows. Showcase of the Immortals.
Not too bad.
It wasn't too bad. It was everything that a WrestleMania should have been.
Yeah.
It made us happy. It made us sad. It made us cheer. It made us boo.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing more that you can ask from a show than that. You can't be all hype, exciting and cheering everything the whole time.
Started out with a lot of hype.
Yeah.
With the Battle Royale and
Mojo.
It was definitely, it was a roller coaster ride.
It was the ultimate thrill ride.
The ultimate thrill ride.
Well, you know, as we have on this show, we've got a Four Horsemen Wrestling Podcast champion, and there is no longer a champion as of right now.
the belt has been vacated.
Vacated due to a
Stripped
tie.
from my title.
Due to the two brothers Horsemen that tied in the WrestleMania predictions. All because Bray Wyatt couldn't go over.
Dude, if
Yep.
Bray Wyatt went over,
I would be the champion.
Or if anyone picked Mojo.
who the fuck would have picked Mojo?
Adam Pacici did from
Yeah.
What Culture. He got like almost every one of them right.
That's
I thought that was like
he
the
got those
tiebreaker
right.
for them. Was that because Mojo
Yeah, but
won it?
he
But
aced it, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know
anyways,
how
Mojo
Adam
Rawley.
Pacici did
But
that.
you think about it, only thing he wins are battle royals. Hasn't really the only matches that he's won have been battle royals.
They're gonna start pushing him now, though.
You think so?
They're gonna start pushing
I think
him.
so.
and
Was
they're
he
gonna-
wasn't even on SmackDown this week.
He wasn't?
I don't
No.
think so.
I'm telling. Just wait. They're
They're
gonna
gonna push
because
it,
they're trying to make the
unfortunately.
battle royal seem like it actually means something.
And they're gonna make him seem like he actually means something, even though he's like your typical frat douche.
I can't believe they did that to Braun.
That Braun being eliminated and Big Show
All-
retiring after WrestleMania and being thrown out
On the,
Yeah,
like all
seconds in.
all the hype that Braun had been building up with his shit with Roman Reigns, he was huge. He was the biggest thing for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Leading up to WrestleMania. WrestleMania comes around, you ain't got shit. You're just gonna get
Thrown
get
out
thrown out
of
of
the Battle Royale pretty early too. Like you're not even gonna be one of the last four.
I don't know if he eliminated anybody.
He
I don't
did.
know if he did.
Yeah, he eliminated quite a few. He threw Heath Slater right over the top.
He's got kids, man.
He's got kids. And those kids almost didn't have a daddy.
Well, and I think the biggest story coming out of WrestleMania is the return of Team Extreme. They're back. They're the Raw Tag Team Champions, and they've already defended.
Yep. I think that was the best, my favorite part of WrestleMania.
definitely.
Hardy Brothers.
That
Yeah.
was definitely.
And we were all just sitting there like, New Day's just gonna like totally screw us
They
over.
played it perfect.
And they're gonna throw themselves in there and like watching that back. I've watched that moment so many times.
When that
and
music
then that music
hit.
hits, and the pop they get, dude. Biggest pop of the night. was
Even
that.
us, we marked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I think, the only time we cheered out loud that night.
And all the delete chants. When he points at all six of them, he goes, you, delete! And the whole, you just see all the hearts I can, and everyone just going, delete!
Perfect.
That was awesome. I wish they could do that persona in WWE. I think
Eventually they will.
what would be cool is like, I'd love to see just like maybe they're getting a backstage segment interview and someone attacks them, like the Good Brothers attack him. Matt gets hit in the head and he like comes up. He's like, Brother Nero,
Where have you been?
And it just goes off from there. I think that would be awesome to see.
I'd eat it up too.
Oh yeah,
I'd eat it up, 100%.
I would know it was real.
Would you?
Can't
Well-
write that stuff, okay?
A more somber moment that happened at WrestleMania is the final resting place in the in-ring career of The Undertaker.
Yeah.
You know, a guy that's been around, he's competed in more WrestleManias than we've been alive for.
Yeah. It's hard to see, but I mean, you could tell
It was
has
time.
taken its toll on him. One night we saw the
I think
two
it was one
botches.
too many.
It was. But,
This is one too many.
I mean,
I think
Good
it
on
should have been
him.
over after Brock.
when he lost the streak, I think he should have thrown the gloves in there. But
Maybe, or even, I mean, they're trying to build Roman. Maybe even last year with Bray Wyatt.
Well, last year
put
was
him into
Bray
the
Wyatt.
Shane.
Shane McMahon was last
Oh,
year.
yeah,
2
so
years ago
2
with
years
Bray
ago.
Wyatt.
That's
Put
right.
Bray over. I
That-
mean,
That would have been a good ending.
he
Yeah,
went.
putting Bray over Raymond.
Well, because basically they're trading places
Yeah.
with being like
The
eternal being, like
he's the macabre factor of everything.
If they're trading places, they need to give Bray a lot more.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
not drop the title after a damn month. And give him a push, man. Make him strong. Like, he's over with the crowd. Everyone loves
he's
him.
put himself over
He's
too.
put himself over. Even when he loses, we still love him. We still think he's strong. But that's not how a strong person looks.
No.
You know what I mean?
what do you guys think about the in-ring projector, like with the worms and the maggots?
It was
odd.
okay.
It was different.
But
I
it's
mean,
something that they're trying to do to build him to be like
that creepy guy.
exactly like I swear.
But he still lost the match.
Yeah,
It's like what Undertaker does with the Druids and the cross and the lightning and the fog.
yeah, it's just kind of that creep factor, which I think it almost came off maybe to us because we're a little older to more like silly than creepy, like seeing like a projection of maggots crawling in the
Boogeyman was going to come out any second.
right. He just comes from under
Buffet,
the
man, he was ready to go.
But I mean, it's a cool idea. It was something we haven't seen, so
Yeah.
I give him credit for
yeah,
that.
definitely first. But we're going to see maybe a lot of new firsts with him. Trying to one-up the
hopefully.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
One up.
I don't know if there ever
Creepy
will be,
factor.
but I think he has.
Out of anyone,
He's
he
a
has-
placeholder.
If
Yeah.
there's anyone to compare him to, it would
Yeah.
be that.
Right.
But he's also his own entity, his own thing,
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, I like what they're doing. The whole, I don't know, the everything from burning down the barn to baptizing himself in the ashes, and everything they do is just kind of this creepy, like borderline, or is it PG? Is it not?
Right, no,
it's
it's
kind
not.
of like it's.
They're
blurring
doing a
the
lot more
lines.
things that are questionable on the rating system, which is good. It keeps people above the age of 18 interested.
Yeah, that's definitely an older person's gimmick, but
Right.
it's good.
And I mean, other matches throughout the night, AJ Styles, Shane McMahon wasn't bad, but it didn't really do anything.
No.
I think the segment on SmackDown did more for him than the match did. The segment
Yeah.
with Shane and AJ where they shook hands, which not confirms it, but looked like a face turn.
For AJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Could definitely be a face
Definitely.
turn, but I'm glad they did that earlier in the night because I think that was one of those matches that it didn't. Fans weren't going to really care about it if it was like towards the end of the card. Like
Right.
everyone's kind of, especially if it was like after say the Hardys pop, everyone's going to be like, okay, we wanted to top it, not to
Exactly.
just keep going.
But the fact that Shane out wrestled AJ was a little. At Mania was a little like, whoa, it's bullshit.
There was a couple things like there was that, and then like of course the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt, Bray not going over, but also the length of the
Underwhelming.
match.
The quality of the match wasn't
Baron
nowhere.
Corbin, Dean Ambrose was
nowhere near.
kind of a shit show, which I was hoping it would be a lot better than it was.
I don't know. I think
I
Dean
think
Ambrose
it's-
is going a little bit down, and I think Baron Corbin isn't. He's still very green. He wasn't in NXT for very long.
No.
He's still very green. I think he does his signature move and his finishing move very well. But other than that, he does clotheslines and all the other big guy stuff.
Very
other
basic moveset.
yeah,
But he has time to develop and progress, and I think I mean, giving him the IC championship wouldn't have been the worst thing, but it also doesn't help better him or Dean.
Well, it didn't help. It didn't help the Ambrose.
Yeah, but I think that might be one thing we see with the Superstar Shakeup is, what if we see like maybe Dean coming over to Raw and having a Shield reunion? I mean, rumor is Roman Reigns is going over there. British Bulldog's out, so we can stop talking about it.
British Bulldog.
But I don't know. Just those matches in WrestleMania were underwhelming. But on the bright side, I think the ladder match was amazing.
Yeah,
Especially, I mean, we say that especially because the Hardys came out, but overall it was a great match.
It was good. It had good spots. Poor Cesaro, taking the
front of the swanton where Sheamus just got like a kick across the chest.
Yeah.
Which would still hurt because it probably had some whip on his legs.
Oh,
yeah.
I give Roman Taker match a lot more credit than I thought I would.
The Roman Taker match?
It was
terrible.
Send off for the Taker.
Well, yeah, the sentiment value. The match itself was shit.
Awful.
1 out of 10.
It was hard to see the two botches where Roman's going to lift him up into the tombstone and Taker can't go up. That's when you knew it's like it's time. Like we know Taker's
Big old
gonna
yeller in the back, man.
Exactly,
Go shoot him in the field.
What did you guys think about Triple H with Seth Rollins?
Quality match.
Not
Really?
bad.
It's Triple
You
H
could
doing
tell
what
the
he's
table
doing.
spot was coming.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Kudos to
Stephanie's
Stephanie,
just
though.
taking the table
Taking
spot.
it
taking
to
the
the
bomb.
bomb.
But, I mean, that's just a solid match. Anywhere you throw it, Triple H, Seth Rollins.
Do you think he's going to do that for the years to come? Just keep putting guys over and just losing at Mania, wrestling dark matches? And
He's lost,
He might.
12 times at Mania and won, 5 or 6?
Something like that, but he's always, a quality matchmaker within those matches.
100%.
Right.
All right.
Well, his in-ring prowess isn't as good as it used to. He looks better than ever, and he's probably in the best shape. He probably doesn't do all the moves anymore, but he's probably changed his style like Stone Cold did from a grappler / wrestler into a brawler.
Yeah.
More strikes,
Yeah.
things like that, throwing them into things, which I think is good for them. And another great match was the Chris Jericho Kevin Owens match.
I think that
That
was
was-
the best match.
I was going to
of the
say, what was your guys' favorite match of the day?
The ladder match.
The ladder match, you like the crit or?
I think
Jericho
ladder
Owens?
match was the most, it was awesome with the Hardys, but I think the best quality match, Jericho Owens.
I agree with the Jericho Owens. The best.
I wish it was 5 minutes longer, though. Just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But the ending was great. I like
Yeah.
that ending.
I think Chris Jericho is one of the only people that's ever kicked out of the pop-up powerbomb.
Has he? Roman Reigns, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, well, definitely Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Because he's so strong. Everyone knows how strong he is.
And he spears you, and that's it.
Yeah. Well,
Actually,
unless you're the
Taker-
Taker, you kick
Taker's-
3 or 4 spears.
Oh,
Took
damn,
out
I
fives,
bet
too.
it
But
was.
that's the damn Undertaker. Rest in peace.
Well,
Rip.
through the shows this week, if we want any final words on Mania, I feel like we covered the base. Of
Let's go with a rating. Out of 5 stars, what would you guys give it?
I'd give this 3.5, solid 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 actually was good.
I was gonna say, yeah, Triple H's entrance was terrible.
The
It was
cops escorting him down.
The trike.
That was so bad.
But Stephanie was looking good. Those tight leather pants, I'm surprised they didn't split on the way through the table.
Right.
Anyways.
I'd say 3.5, 4 stars. Like you said, it had its ups, its downs, your sad moments, your happy moments. It was hard to see the Undertaker walk off at the end, but we all knew it was coming.
Also, the long ramp, that was pretty.
The long ramp was. I still wish we just saw Charles Robinson just run the whole ramp down.
We forgot about Nikki Bella John Cena.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Does anyone care?
I can't. I don't understand WWE when people are taking a leave of absence. They'll put them over the people that are still there.
It's my same argument that I have with part-timers. They put part-timers over. We didn't even talk about Goldberg Lesnar, but
That's how uneventful it was.
exactly.
What was it?
It
3
was
moves?
3 moves.
Well,
Four minutes.
Four.
4 minutes and 46 seconds.
But it was
That's
4
all.
moves. There was German suplex,
Spear,
F5, spear,
F5.
jackhammer?
He did jackhammer him once. So 4 moves. In 4.5-minute match, you have 4 moves. And that's your big draw to like pull in people from the outside. Like if people are going to come from outside the wrestling world to watch that match, you need to put on a hell of a match.
My butthole clenched a little because I thought that...
You thought Goldberg was going to go over?
Go over for a second.
We all
They hit
did.
the spear and the jackhammer.
We were all just like, motherfucker!
Which, I mean, I guess that's good. Like, that kept us guessing. Because, I mean...
But like we knew like okay Goldberg's gonna lose, but then we had that like little doubt,
yeah,
like that
shred.
0.1% where we're just like, oh shit,
This better
like-
not happen.
If this is our future in wrestling, like, unsubscribe.
Yeah, but
Delete.
I think what Goldberg did after Raw was very classy, and he basically said he was done for now. But it was one of those things, he thought he could do it for a while, but he
just
basically did
ended
it
it.
for his family.
Yeah.
His family is his main focus now. And, he acknowledged the fact that he wasn't the dude anymore. He wasn't the superhero, as Paul Heyman proclaims him as. But I think it was very classy in what he did.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he didn't make his son take off his shirt. Did you guys watch it? When
I
he
saw
hopped
him
over the guardrail.
Shit.
Oh, that was so funny. He hopped the guardrail. His feet didn't catch, and he landed on his back. And Goldberg made a joke. He's like, "Oh, the boy's taking bumps already."
That's awesome.
No, but it was hilarious. Either way.
Yes.
That
So
was
Raw this week, the man himself is back, Vinnie Mac.
Walking out with some big news for the week.
that was hilarious when Teddy Long came out.
He's
Though.
dancing. Yeah.
Teddy, stop dancing, stop dancing.
Still dancing.
Hello.
Wait,
Oh.
I'm not. My bad. Kurt Angle is the new GM.
I'm upset that he's not in a wrestling position. That's my.
He's gonna have
He's
a
gonna
match.
turn into it, but I want him to see. I want another world
We're
title
not
run
gonna
with
see
him.
him in even part-time status. We're gonna see him have 1 or 2 matches because they don't
You think
want.
he'll wrestle at dark matches?
No, he's gonna have a match, but he's not gonna have consistent
Right.
because they don't want a gold medalist death on their hands.
Right.
Right.
Even though, he's good. He's out of rehab.
He's damn
clean.
good.
Yeah, he's staying clean. He's healthy.
Yeah.
And all that. I think eventually, once they see that they put him in this position, and they're like, okay, this is kind of going to be like a trial run. Let's see how he does. Is he going to? Let's see how his behavior, if it changes or whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's good. He's going to be an addition to the show. One thing from Raw that I really liked, when Roman Reigns came out, how much heat did he get?
That's it was actually good though.
It was good. It was very good.
10 minutes of straight booing.
Just straight booing, and then he just drops one line and says, "This is my yard now," and leaves. And I think that's the perfect thing to give us for a heel turn.
As much as I don't want to give him kudos,
That was You know
Are
what?
are you a Roman Reigns fan, man?
not a Roman Reigns fan by any stretch of the imagination, but for
The
that,
shirt should be coming in
I
soon.
absolutely give him props for that.
yeah, that was good.
All right.
Kept his composure.
Well, before we transition from, I guess we're still under Raw right now.
Yeah.
Hardy's defended their title. Great. They're still working. And actually, one thing that they are doing that I didn't think would ever happen is letting them finish out their independent bookings.
That's something we haven't seen from WWE before.
They
Yeah.
finished off their independent bookings, and they actually brought the Raw tag team titles to the bookings, and they used them in the ring.
That's something we've never seen, and I don't know if we'll ever see.
Who was it?
again.
Was it still with Ring of Honor?
No, it was
His
like
bookings?
IWC or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got a little thing going on with WWE, bringing up talent from there.
We might see something like that. It seems like WWE's reaching a lot more into the independents now. You don't
Which
have
is-
these people you consider indie darlings anymore. You're getting a lot of these indie people,
which is
coming up.
fantastic and is exactly
yeah.
what WWE needs now more than ever to mix things up.
I think that's
Right.
the new generation moving forward. Is we're gonna see, we've had Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, PG. We're gonna kind of transition to an indie more feel.
Because India's taken off.
It is, absolutely. So many more indie fans nowadays than, if we went back, the last time it was like this was when it was territorial back in the 80s.
Yeah, and NXT has turned into its own branch of indie.
Yeah, it is. And so many people will, they go just to NXT or they just watch NXT because they love that indie feel to that promotion. And it's,
Definitely.
you get all this great talent. And then to see that talent, like we saw with Shinsuke this week, go from NXT, he's the biggest guy in New Japan ever, and he transitions over to NXT, and now he's up on the main roster. It's just that string of events. You see all these people coming over from different aspects and views of wrestling into the big picture that they may have not considered watching before.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, makes it exciting. Oh, excuse me.
Other things that on Raw. Oh,
Jesus!
oh, good.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Better have a screen protector on that thing.
Cesaro and Sheamus are now the number one contenders.
Good.
Yeah.
And also, talking about the tag team division, the Revival has debuted on Raw, called up from NXT, which I think is great. They beat the shit out of the New Day.
They did.
It's pretty great.
Well, I kind of liked them in NXT because they were kind of the brawlers. They're actually really good wrestlers. They cut a promo after, and they were just said they were here to beat people up, give them the fist. But it's good to see good talent being brought up
and utilized.
And
Right
I
off
don't.
the bat.
So I like the Raw after Mania tradition. People are brought up, things like that. I think they should do it throughout the year when people aren't expecting it. So there's that factor of not knowing things.
That unexpected pop.
No, exactly.
Like a Y2J return.
Exactly. Things
Yeah.
like that where people will come out of nowhere, like on a Raw, and debut, not just to impact a storyline, but to keep people interested.
And if it's a NXT bring up, don't have them a big send off from NXT like they did with Shinsuke after the camera
Exactly.
stop. And that way you have that element of surprise and people it just.
Well,
It's awesome.
you could have seen it with the Royal Rumble and Ty Dillinger with number 10.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like it was confirmed. It's not like he left. It was actually just an appearance.
Yeah, and he didn't make it to the main roster the next day. It was. WrestleMania is a couple months after, 3 months after now.
No, exactly.
So, it was it was almost like a getting his feet wet sort of feel to it. And then, when they saw that he got a great response from the WWE crowds,
Right.
the WWE universe, they're like, yeah, let's pull the trigger and move this guy up. So we saw that. That was the three. We also had Finn Balor return.
Finn Balor returned in the main event. And there could be a Kevin Owens Finn Balor for the U.S. title. Maybe he goes back for the United States title. And Jericho's gone for a while. Do you think he'll ever get his rematch?
Eventually,
Yeah, Jericho's not done.
he's not done.
No way.
Not by a long
DDP
shot.
Yoga has saved his career.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna be more excited about the U.S. belt for the next coming months than I will be the Universal.
Which is
Championship.
really nice, actually,
It-
where it's actually a thing now, and it's
Yeah.
not just filler mid-card bullshit. It's
Yeah.
actually given a new life.
Yeah, it's
Actually means something.
exactly. It's back to having a meaning. Back
Yeah.
when they brought it back in 2000 something. It was a big thing to have that belt. You put it on big names like Cena, and now we're gonna see that again. And great battles for it with great wrestlers,
Yeah.
especially with Kevin Owens. holding
Speaking
the
of
belt.
U.S. title, do you remember when Cesaro was the U.S. champion and he cut that awesome promo when he went down south to different towns in Georgia, Alabama,
I
and
don't
stuff like
remember
that? Later tonight, look it up. It is so damn funny.
All right.
It's good. Look it up. Look up Cesaro, U.S. title promo. I don't know. You'll see. He just goes into different towns and he interacts with the people there. And
you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, he's got his thick accent,
Right.
and he goes to these places, and he's like, "So do you have any chicken that's not fried?" And they're like, "No, that's our specialty." He's like, I wonder everyone here is fat, and like he just like cuts shit like that, and it was really funny.
Well, while you're over on YouTube looking that up, head over to Four Horsemen Podcast and give it a subscribe.
There we go.
Growing the channel each and every week. Well, Braun Strowman had a little run-in with Brock Lesnar, which teases a little match.
But we also saw him walk away again, and Roman Reigns it was like almost what we saw with Undertaker, like that stare-off between him and Braun, and then Roman comes out and Braun leaves, and we kind of had a similar thing with Brock. It's like, if you're going to give that man a push, give him a damn push, and give him a good one.
Yeah.
Don't keep teasing us with it, and then, just keep filling it with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to see that. I think it would have been better. I mean, I get where WWE is going with having Undertaker put over Roman. That's what they see going forward. May not be what we see going forward, but I think it would have been better if it was Braun. Think of two big guys in the ring. It would be a different style match, and we probably wouldn't have seen. You could have slowed the pace down because they're both big guys. And
it would have benefited Taker a lot.
It would have. He
would have been. Braun would have been able to pick him up for the reversal and stuff.
Right.
And I think he could have protected Taker a little more. Or I'm not saying that Taker got injured or anything, but like it would have fit Taker's last match a lot better than a little more fast paced with a Roman Reigns who's younger, trying to move around a lot more.
Yeah,
right.
Doing the drive by, and that just kind of didn't look too well. And there's a lot of
That's how we'll try to do our best to work away from Roman Reigns so we can get some viewership.
Everyone knows
everyone's talking about him though. We can't deny that.
Right.
As much as people want to hate him, which trust me, we do. He's getting talked about, and that's going to keep driving them to push him.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, SmackDown this week.
It's great.
Superstar Shakeup's coming. A lot of things happened. It could be like a send-off for AJ Styles with the face turn that he almost had, shaking Shane McMahon's hand. It could be a goodbye, even though he said he did not want to leave.
He said he was going to be there, so he might stay. And
He's going over to Raw because that's going to be the shock factor.
He could stay.
The John Cena thing.
Yep, where he got traded twice in a night or whatever.
Well, the one where he the first pick of the draft, and it was John Cena
yeah.
because he was the champion of the other show. But I think something like that could happen.
See a club reunite with the Good Brothers and AJ.
Yeah,
I think that would help.
Finn Balor is there as well,
yeah.
Which I think would be cool if the club.
Club versus Wyatt family.
Well, that or I was thinking,
which is why bring Good Brothers over to SmackDown.
It
makes sense.
Well, hold on. So what I was thinking is, Balor's thing is the Balor Club.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Balor Club versus the club.
I think Clash and turned into Bullet Club.
Well, it's like say Finn Balor has two other guys versus AJ and Gallows and Anderson, which actually would be kind of sick for the Balor Club to be like Blake and Murphy from NXT or someone like random that doesn't really have a gimmick right now that could fit that style.
Yeah.
So either way, SmackDown,
there's a lot of potential that can happen. It's open. There's not
Superstar
storyline.
Exactly.
The greatest part about after WrestleMania, you get to start over with storylines.
It's
you get
like
to
the
build
brand
more
new season.
storylines.
It's like you see like the NFL, their season 16 games, and there's playoffs. We kind of look at the playoffs in wrestling as Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, and then from there it's the start of a new season. You can wipe the slate and start all over.
Yep.
Which is what we're seeing, and hopefully for the best. So far, I'm excited about it. I think there's a lot of potential. But another thing we saw with SmackDown was the House of Horrors match. What is that?
I think it's gonna be like what Dean Ambrose and Jericho
The
had.
Ambrose Asylum. match.
Yeah, Ambrose Asylum.
It's
seems
just gonna
like
be
a-
another hardcore street fight.
It seems like a weird one-off that's not really gonna. It's like the Punjabi prison match.
They're
Yeah.
gonna have to do something
that was
big.
actually a cool match. Like
No,
that
it wasn't.
setup.
That was such shit.
The setup was sweet.
Yeah.
The
Are you
match was
joking?
The match itself was shit.
The setup was cool. I loved the
No,
way
exactly.
it was.
Like the gate opens and then you can get through it, but then it closes and like.
And it was like just the way it looked, the color scheme.
Well, what was the old WCW match? It wasn't a death match, but it was like
No, but they
the
were in the
free
cage.
cage?
The electric chair in the cage.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Like I mean,
and it didn't make sense because how like one person gets electrocuted to death and they're the loser and everyone else wins? Like how does that work?
well, and like what about the runaway train match with it was Dustin Rhodes and somebody else? Have you guys ever
That's
seen
back
that
in
one?
time.
No.
That's way
That's-
back in time.
No.
Okay, but either way, I just like that they're getting out of the box with stuff like that.
Inferno matches, bring them back.
That'd be kind of cool.
I just think it's going to be more like we're going to see like a bucket of worms thrown at Randy Orton or something.
Something
It's going
like
to be
that. I mean,
They're gonna have to do something really cool to pull this off.
because like it just when you say it like we're going to have a House of Horrors match, it's like
It's just
What?
the ring is just filled with mirrors, and you don't know where anyone is.
like some mirror.
he RKO's a mirror and just turns around. Shit,
Just fucking just sliced all the way down. God damn it!
he does that and like
Bob Holly's his fucking front instead of his back.
Yeah.
ugh.
Well, and then the King of Strong Style has finally came up to the main.
There was
roster.
a wild violinist appearing on the ramp.
That was such a weird time to have it.
It
unless-
was just like Miz. That's what I said to him yesterday because we were watching it while we were just sitting there, and you just see him like a violinist comes out as Miz and Maurice are getting out of the ring, or sorry, John and Nikki, as you say, and he
good
just
call.
starts playing it, and you're like, okay, this is Shinsuke's debuting. Like we already.
Unless
knew
he's going to be
Shinsuke was
feuding with Miz, which I wouldn't mind because I think they would have good
Dude,
matches.
if he feuded
Maybe.
with like AJ Styles,
Well, definitely, but I
that would
think
be amazing.
him and Miz can have some quality matches.
I think they're
Yeah.
going to do what they did with Chris Jericho when AJ Styles first got up. Like the Y2A, not team him, but like that's going to be his first feud. Maybe
Yeah.
was with the Miz because the Miz doesn't really have anything to do now.
yeah.
With John Cena gone.
Which
And he's
I don't
gonna-
understand why. Like, I get that it's over, that they're doing the Total Bellas gimmick, the like mockery of it, but after you lose at Mania and then do it again, it's kind of like okay.
It was still pretty funny though. dude.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, no,
they-
it's
it's
still
still
funny,
over.
but it was just so like
They
just
didn't.
put
They didn't
Miz-
treat it the right way, but it was.
No.
It's still good material and stuff like
It
that.
is, but like I agree with Chris. You know, why are we putting over people that are going away for a while just so he could propose?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he
And how
proposed
he-
at WrestleMania.
and
He's a company man.
How he admitted that he told a comatose woman that he will.
Yeah, that just seemed weird. Like while you were in a while you were in a comatose state, you promised that you would tell me anything, and I promised you I would do anything. I mean, tell you the answer.
Other way around.
Yeah.
Either way.
That
It was
weird.
kind of, it was pretty cringy.
It was like
Yeah.
just we know what you're doing. Just throw the ring
and
on.
also
get
that
out of the
rock
ring.
was
Jeez.
Well, they say what one paycheck's worth.
No, it's 3 months' salary.
3 months salary, so that thing's a couple mil. In
I was
there.
gonna say that's a couple $100,000 on a ring.
That's $1 million ring.
fucking. She has to wear like a fucking wrist
Wrist-
brace to keep
Yeah,
her
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
arm
Hammer
down.
straight, she's gonna have jacked ass wrists.
This was you could just curl that thing all day.
Yeah, she just switches it back and forth. Just
No, she doesn't even need to work out anymore. Oh man. Well, other than that, SmackDown, nothing else really happened of interest. Is there anything else?
There was a dark match between Dolph and Shinsuke. But
which was bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
what the?
the
fuck?
reason they did it is because they wanted people to stay for 205 Live, so they had that match after 205 Live.
Right.
So they're like, okay, we
God.
want the audience to stay for 205 Live so you can watch Shinsuke wrestle. Because, you know, they gotta make it look good, the best they can.
But it's funny how he came out, made his debut, went back, and then came back and
Yeah, it was-
did it again.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Not the best execution, but that's what happens when Shane McMahon shows up 10 minutes before it's over and makes executive decisions while he's driving there.
Yeah.
Says, okay, what's going on? Oh, show started, debuted Shinsuke. But the Miz and Maurice are still in the ring. Oh, it's fine. Just throw it in there. We'll have him come back out and
We
straighten
still
it
got the
later.
violin guy. Send him out there. Which I think did it ruin it.
No.
But he didn't play the violin very well.
Oh, I think he
At that
played
time.
it better than I could. by any
No,
means,
I'm
but-
saying, but the pop would have been much better if it was already the song, not doing it live, just the pre-recorded song.
Yeah.
I think it would have been. I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
The shock factor of him coming out there was great and everything.
Sorry. Keep going.
Okay, well,
Okay, you're
other than
right.
that, that's the end of SmackDown. Now we're going to transition to another section. Before we talk about we'll talk about this now, is the Superstar Shakeup. And what we like to do on this show is express our opinions and our ideas. And if we were in the shoes of creative right now and we were in charge of the Superstar Shakeup,
If we were
Hold
where
on.
we should be,
yeah, where we should be.
Yeah. Damn right.
If we working in Titan Towers,
The dream.
give me 3 changes that you would make, 3 trades, or because basically that's what I'm.
can you
assuming-
package tag teams together?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Like-
3. They said it's not going to be a lot, but they're going to shake it up.
It's not a full draft, but it's a shakeup.
No, exactly.
And
so,
no one is safe.
So give me 3 things, 3 trades, or 3 moves that's going to happen.
That's going to happen or that we want to happen?
That we want to happen. This is our segment. Creatively, what you think would be best for business.
Hmm.
Dylan, do you have one ready?
I got 2 to start.
Just
First
do
off,
one. Do one. We'll go.
number 1, JBL is going to 205 Live.
Well, we were talking about that before you came.
Weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Just getting rid
Possibly-
of JBL? And
Possibly getting written off TV
that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm fine
for
with that.
mentally distressing Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah. And burying one of his own commentators, that's such shit, dude.
Unless it was Byron Saxton.
Which is okay with me.
Well, I'd rather have JBL gone. He's a fucking cocksucker. It has to be said.
Yeah. He's true, man. He's true.
Okay.
Mauro
Yeah.
Ronaldo's
So
100
realistically-
times the announcer he will ever be.
Realistically, what is your thing,
That was it. That was my realistic.
Oh,
I would
okay.
love that.
Chris?
Bullet Club to SmackDown. I mean, the boys to SmackDown. The Good
Okay.
Brothers. Good Brothers.
That's where I was gonna go. I think of something else.
And keep AJ at SmackDown.
Yeah.
Keep AJ there. Okay.
We didn't move him, so
I'm just saying, god damn it.
it has to be set up a certain way.
Yeah.
Zane.
What do you? I think a Seth Rollins for. I think Seth Rollins should get traded to SmackDown
All right.
because they've been
Yeah.
teasing him. They've been teasing him to, get back into the Universal title picture, but it hasn't happened
Yeah, and
because he's been hurt and stuff like that. But I think
you could throw him in SmackDown.
I'm just excited, to have SmackDown. There's so much we could just do more with SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm getting more excited for SmackDown now than I am for Raw.
Oh yeah, I have been for a while.
Yeah. It's just yes, let's because we have the people at SmackDown, we just need a couple more.
Yeah.
We need a couple more people there.
well, and I think also Sami Zayn to SmackDown.
You get one. You get one at a time.
Sorry.
God damn it. That was my next one. I was
Son
gonna
of
say
a
following
bitch.
your track of moving Seth into a title picture on SmackDown, Sami Zayn. He's the perfect candidate.
I'm trying to guess his next one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, bastard. But yeah, he's perfect to throw into a bigger role. Even if it was it'd make the IC important again. Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose weren't really doing it. If we
Turn.
put Sami Zayn.
Heel.
I'd like to trade Balor and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, I want Balor to stay to reclaim the Universal Championship that he never got a chance to defend.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd keep him there.
I'd like that, but I'm just so giddy about seeing a whole club thing going
Yeah.
on.
That would be so cool to see. Which is,
It's my own. Maybe it's not best for business. It's my own personal
I think it is
agenda
best for
that I have.
business, dude. Well, it depends on what you look as. Business for us, we're saying for what the fans would like.
Yeah.
For them, they're saying where the money's going to come in at.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they're different. They're different aspects. They're different spears. But spheres, not spears.
Someone's always got Roman on his mind.
You can't get damn bastard off my brain.
Yep.
Maybe that's what's wrong with Marvel or Ronaldo.
Fuck.
Next one is a women's one. I think the Charlotte. What?
Okay, go.
The Charlotte Sasha Banks thing is getting old.
Stale.
So Charlotte to SmackDown, Alexa Bliss, or Becky Lynch to Raw.
I was gonna say move Becky Lynch over. So all three of mine have been stolen now, but
I knew I could do it.
continue going.
Let's go ahead. What
No,
else?
Chris is next.
Let's just move everyone. Let's just like. I just want to create a super show on SmackDown and just have Raw just be shit.
So you want to keep it the same?
No, like even more. Like you just move like the good talent that we have on Raw.
Let's move that extra hour over to SmackDown. That's my third. That extra hour on Raw
That's
to
what you mean?
SmackDown.
Okay. All right. Is that 3 from everybody?
Sure. I don't know.
Take off that hour of that 3 hours of Raw's too much. I sent you guys that GIF for whatever.
There you go. Move Apollo Crews over to Raw so he can have some more TV time. Because I mean, he got that big push when he first came up with the
We didn't
IC
even
championship.
mention Mojo. What are we doing with Mojo,
Just
guys?
fucking fire his ass. Send him back to NXT and don't even give him TV time there.
Give him and Gronk a fucking tag team, bro.
Yeah, they tag team each other all the time.
Could very honestly be true. Knowing the shape of wrestling.
That's true.
Well,
I mean,
giving our opinions and stuff like that. One of the aspects of the WWE that we talk about a little bit, but not as often as it should be mentioned, NXT, with the shape of everyone leaving and debuting on the main roster, it leaves Bobby Roode on top of a mountain that doesn't really have much contenders climbing up the peaks. There are one or two that I think could challenge for it, but who do you think are the next guys to help keep NXT the brand that it is?
Top 3?
Sure, give me a few guys.
Aleister Black.
Definitely, that's one of mine. Eric Young. Cassius Ohno.
Cassius Ohno for sure.
I love Cassius Ohno.
He's
As we were talking about, even though he's, 38 years old?
38 years old. He's super overweight.
He's not super overweight.
But I mean, that spot that he did on NXT TakeOver with the little, flip.
The head flip, that was
like
nice.
On the apron, damn.
That's athleticism. I don't care what he looks like. That's the thing I think we need to get away with wrestling is, the big sweaty man part.
The big Batista-looking sons of bitches.
I say if someone's a damn good wrestler, such as Cassius Ohno is, give him the same push you would to a guy who's...
Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
Right.
But if you get them compared to Roman Reigns looks better, he's more
marketable,
attractive to the women, and that's just takes away from the wrestling, which is why I think a move towards a more indie scene gets rid of kind of the appearance factor.
Well, I mean, but there are some wrestlers that look great and that are great.
Absolutely, and I'm not saying treat people by how
Seth
they
Rollins,
look.
you've got
CrossFit Jesus,
Dolph Ziggler.
Who
needs a push?
He does need a push.
He does.
Maybe
As
not
a
against Shinsuke, but
yeah. Okay, but Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's back on NXT.
I think that this is my thing is they should turn Bobby Roode face.
I like that.
And Drew McIntyre's the heel that goes against him.
Bobby
Roode can just do anything, though. He would make a great face. He makes a great heel, but he'd also make a great
Bring
face.
back beer money!
Beer money, James Storm. I dig it. Who else? That's about it on the roster that we could think. Hideo Itami's still hurt. Did he come back?
I thought he came back.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
But I haven't seen him on TV in a while. I don't know.
I hope they give him an important role here shortly.
they kind of fucked over No Way Jose, but I don't think he'll ever get a push to be.
I don't think he should. Like, just the
He
gimmick,
just reminds
the
me of
name
Carlito.
No Way Jose is just.
I loved Carlito though, dude. He killed it.
Right, he was a good performer, but he wasn't
Like,
the
if you
marketable
gave-
champion.
Yeah, but fucking
If you gave
spitting
No Way Jose an
apples.
apple, it would be the same thing.
Right.
But Carlito was good for mid-card Intercontinental
No,
and
exactly.
US,
Yeah.
and I want him back, man. Just spitting fish.
I think Eric Young would be good as well because that brings back the old TNA rivalry.
Yeah.
And I think a year or two down the road, when those guys are on the main roster, they could do a funny spot with like all the TNA guys, like
Like a little
Bobby
X-Division
Roode,
kind of thing.
TNA, or Bobby Roode, Eric Young,
And they make
Xavier
a crack about
Woods.
the ring being only 4 posts.
Kurt Angle.
They all like try to find a post. Like there's 4 people on it, and they're like looking for another post.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
Why is this ring square?
There's a lot to do. And it can be good, or
I still think NXT is like I'm very hopeful for it. I think it's very.
Oh, they've been doing so well with it too. Like they haven't been disappointing.
Right, and I think this is a great chance to build new talent
Yeah.
to keep the brand where it is.
And I think you still have great talent to work with, even with some of the bigger guys debuting this last week.
Right. Well, it's that time, Dylan.
It is that time for the most move of the week.
Dylan, what do we got this week?
Well, this week, being the week after WrestleMania, we're pretty excited about the return of the Hardy Boys. So this week, the Swanton Bomb is the move of the week
In honor.
in honor of the Hardys' return. All right, Chris, who you Swanton
Oh, you're
bombing?
going at me right away.
Going right at you.
Damn, fuck. Shane McMahon for how he dealt with Shinsuke's appearance on SmackDown.
I like it.
Even though he's just on screen role.
Yeah.
It was really.
I'm marking the fuck out, okay? It's real to me, damn it!
Okay.
It's still real to me. Zane, who you give him the Swanton to?
Oh, not
Swanton, Jesus.
Did we already super kick somebody?
Yeah, that was the first week.
That was first week.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just want to super kick somebody. Either way,
It's a
I
bucket
am
list
going
thing.
to Swanton. John Bradshaw Layfield. Quit being a fucking dick.
Quit being a dick. Don't bury your own commentating team.
Except if it's Byron Saxton.
Yeah, be a dick.
Get the
man.
shovel, we'll help.
Yeah.
But either way, leave Mauro all alone. He's a good dude.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
So fuck you, John Bradshaw Layfield.
You're
Anyways.
getting Swanton. Mine, on a little lighter note.
Actually, hold on. I'm not done. I'm swantoning everybody that likes the metal music that you can't understand. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck. Oh.
This guy likes EDM music, so
Okay. I made my point. Go ahead.
your point was stupid. But either way,
You are stupid.
you just kind of made a great example of this. People who sing when no one wants them to sing. Like, if you're on, like, say you're in public or you're at work and someone hears a Rihanna song and decides they're fucking Rihanna's reincarnated Jesus version of vocals and sings.
Work. Don't want to work.
So yeah, you. But
Jesus Christ. I think we need a trampoline match.
that's coming in the next following weeks. We got a random snowstorm, so that's been postponed.
They don't make trampolines that can support
Our
up to
weight.
800 pounds.
But seriously, people that sing in public, like when no one wants you to sing, you're getting swantoned. Like, just keep it to yourself.
I dig it.
All right.
Well, to our next individual section.
Oh, sorry.
Gimme.
The Crisaro section.
Let's see. Who do you guys think were underrated and should have gotten more of a push from any time
Of all time of wrestling?
of all time?
Man,
That's a good one.
there's so many. Dolph Ziggler right
I
now.
was just thinking that, but
Christian. Even though he did have a world championship reign.
that was a Zack Ryder WrestleMania championship.
Zack
right?
Ryder.
Yeah, Zack
That's what I
Ryder.
think. I guess that's new. Was there okay? Well, let's go like promotions like WWE, WWF, WCW,
Okay.
Rey Mysterio.
TNA, and ECW.
Ooh. Okay.
We'll make this go a little bit. So let's start with ECW. Who is your guy in ECW?
Tommy Dreamer, but
Tommy
he
Dreamer,
also never wanted to
he
be on
didn't-
top.
he didn't want to be
He
on
didn't
his
want
own.
to
He
be on
didn't want
top.
to be on
That's
top.
true.
And then he was for very little time, and then lost.
Well, it was in WCW or WWE that he got over as champion.
Yeah.
Mine would be Just Incredible in ECW.
Steve Richards. That's what
It's
me.
Stevie Richards.
Stevie Richards is good.
I agree with Stevie Richards. That would be my number one.
Okay, TNA.
Oh God, I don't.
Even though Xavier Woods was very prolific in the X division, I'd like to see him get more of a singles push in WWE now.
Okay.
So a guy from TNA.
Christopher Daniels.
I dig it.
Christopher Daniels, yeah.
I really liked what's his name? I wish Eric Young got more of a push in TNA because that's where he built himself, and he didn't get a title shot until he was on his way out of the company.
Yeah.
WWF.
Are we talking like Attitude, 80s to Attitude, or?
So the WWE, I think it was like 2002 or 3 that it
Two.
changed to WWE. So you have up until 2002. Who was underrealized, underutilized?
In those years, Eddie Guerrero.
I think his time when he got it was the good time.
It was a good time.
WCW was Eddie Guerrero's peak. Once he got in a car accident.
Well, I'm saying from when he moved to WWE. When did they move to WWE?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that little time in there. Chris Jericho, even though when he debuted, it was against The Rock.
I think Chris Jericho had a good.
He had a good, but I mean, it's hard to say.
I got 2 for WWF. I got Finley and William Regal.
William Regal, yeah.
Fucking
Finley, I
William
never
Regal,
really cared
just
for.
absolutely out of this world.
Yeah, but I don't think he was ever a world heavyweight champion.
I think he could have been.
You think so?
I think so. He had the charisma, he had the heat, and he was just good in the ring.
Okay.
He was just great.
Mine for WWF. You guys ready for this? Rest in peace. Test.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He could have been great, but you know who buried him? The man with the sledgehammer.
The man
Triple
who's
H.
now married to Tessa's ex-girlfriend.
I think Test could have been great. He had the
100%.
body. He had the body. He had the look.
Super rad dude too. What I heard,
Yeah.
like everyone just said, the only good things about him. Like Jericho loved him, just Edge, all that.
Okay. WWE.
We kind of covered that.
Are we going
Dolph
from like early
Ziggler,
2000s to now?
Yep.
Rey
Okay.
Mysterio, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder,
Christian,
Christian. So many.
Santino Marella.
No.
Yeah, I got another one for WWF actually. Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, he got fucking
He
buried.
got buried hard. But, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really ever... You don't really remember anything of Marty Jannetty from the singles division after the Rockers broke up.
He
But that
won
might
the
have just been
Intercontinental
because he
Championship
wasn't...
from Shawn Michaels, didn't he?
I believe so.
He like debuted like 2 or 3 years later and won the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't even remember
But
that
once
at all.
again, it was like a really underwhelming.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It was
I don't remember it.
Let's see,
so.
WWE.
Maven.
Chavo Guerrero.
Maven?
Tough
Really?
enough Maven.
I didn't think
He was like the hot shit for like a month. Fucking disappeared after that.
Yeah.
Exactly when he eliminated Undertaker from the Rumble.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. He was
Yeah.
athletic as hell too.
Exactly.
Maven was good. He could have been the next big thing.
No, exactly.
Yeah. But
And what's his name? Who was it Matt Morgan that was on that show too?
Yeah. Matt Morgan's a
He was kind of a douchebag. Well,
But yeah, Chavo Guerrero. Chavo got buried in WWE.
Especially with what was that one gimmick he had where
He was a white.
Mr. White or something.
oh yeah, Kerwin White
Kerwin White.
when he was the
yeah.
golfer or whatever.
Yeah,
he
he
dyed
come
his
out
hair
like
blonde.
And came out in like a golf cart with a caddy.
Well, who was
and-
his manager? It was someone. Was it Batista?
No, it was starts with a T. It was the guy who had the little soul patch.
Tyson Tomko?
Tyson Tomko, that was it. Tomko.
Okay. With the fucking
The Tomko.
tribal.
Not the Tomko.
That was with
Tomko. Yeah.
I just think of Krisha when I think of Tomko.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, any other topics you guys would like to bring up and address that we have not gone over this week?
Yes, we will. For next week, to determine a champion, there will be a wrestling match. Thumb wrestling match.
Ding, ding, ding.
Between Zach, who is absent, and Zane to challenge for my former title of the Four Horsemen podcast champion. Who will we see prevail, Chris? Should we take some bets?
I'm saying Zane's gonna take this.
He's
He's got the hands. He's got the bigger hands than Zach.
I'm gonna go with age over beauty. Well, I guess age and beauty. You're ugly. You're going down.
We filming this, putting it on the channel?
It will be.
Goddamn right.
It will be on the channel next week.
Hell yeah.
I don't. It might be a YouTube exclusive, depending on how things go. But you can always follow our YouTube channel, subscribe. There's a link down below. We are also working on our Four Horsemen Wrestling Podcast website, which we hope to have
Merch.
up in the next week or two. We might be waiting on some merch. Merch is
Fat
merch
Brian
is
Kendrick
expensive.
t-shirts coming to a store near you.
I don't know if we could get a
Listen
retail
to Talk and
spot.
Shop.
I don't know if we're getting any retail spots and if we should be promoting other podcasts.
I wish I could do a Stone Cold impersonation, like fucking.
Crack a beer.
Take off your pants.
Take off your pants. Listen to
All
the
right.
Horseman Wrestling Podcast.
Well, let's wrap this up now. This has been episode 8 of the Four Horsemen Wrestling Podcast. We will see you next time.
Goodbye.